Peace to the fam, 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 peace to the fam,
the video,
peace to
thumb
the
up the video.
Peace to the fam, peace to the fam, peace to the fam, peace to the
Like the
fam,
video, thumb up the video.
peace to the fam, peace to the fam. No more, gotta show what we stand for. Shot down in the streets by another police. They wanna start a race war. My people gotta stay strong. Come together and we face storms. We can hold our dollar. We collapse their dollar. Incite our power. Take back our land. Hold back our dollars. Black power we stand. All of you depend on our next move. 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 Peace to the fam. 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 Peace to the fam.
Hey, thank you, Umar McCarthy. I see it. I see it. I put the T instead of the D. Thank you, brother. Yes, sir. Thank you. Oh, man. All right. So y'all see what the title is. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Do what y'all got to do. Let's get this message out to the people. All right. So y'all see what the topic is today. I need my sisters to come into the building. I need my sisters to come in to the buildings. Oh, okay. We got Nepal Shaddai, first runner-up. Nepal Shaddai is in the building. Peace, Queen. What's up? Peace, Nepal. You there? Okay, Nepal is not ready. I need some sisters to come in the building, y'all. This is a very important topic that we must uncover. Peace to you, brother Umar McCarthy. Okay, I see my notifications are getting out slow. They're going out slow again. Let me hit them with another song, and maybe we'll have more people in by the time we get started. They're letting it go real. Notifications are going out slow.
Who are you that say that's on TV? Big dog, he the voice of the streets. It's doing killing in the hood while they creeps out the violence. Look at your little kids, how you say that's not your problem? Yeah, we gon' debate after that. What wait? Teach these brothers that they kings, maybe they won't have to dream. It's a new day, a new era. Time to fall in love with that black that you see up in that mirror, nigga. Peace and love, unity and power. But sit your ass down, it's for the scholars. Minute after minute, hour after hour. Let me shout out my Yahweh. You can shout out what you lean on. We going live, bring your screen on. Grab a seat, get this knowledge when the team on. Better pay attention before you end up in detention. Let me mention who it be inside. hate you cause you hate me. And I ain't did you nothing, but you looking all shady. Maybe it's Mercedes or that Beamer in the driveway. Maybe I can show you how to get that butt you sideways. Tuning on that YouTube sa.neter TV. Yeah, we cooking in the kitchen, but it's no pig feet. I can give you a million years, but you can't beat me. You should try to be yourself, we can show you all the steps. What's your name? Where you calling from? Who on the line? Open up, what you calling for? What's on your mind? Dig up in that bag and drop a jewel for your people. Exposing all evil on sa.neter TV. sa.neter TV. We can reach the world apart on sa.neter TV. If we each show up, what's stopping sa.neter TV? Now you see, yeah, on sa.neter TV.
All right. All right. I see my notifications. They're getting out real slow again. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, y'all. What's going on? What I'm doing wrong? What I'm doing wrong? They're going out real slow. They're blocking the people. Oh, man. So it's going to take some time for the people to get it. They on that again. Jabari is pretty good. Jabari fine, brother. Jabari doing his thing. He's a professor, he's a college professor. So, he's doing a lot of work, getting students tests and all that stuff. Nepal, you back? Nepal? Okay, Nepal not back. Not yet. I need some sisters to come in. Yo, come on, Amara, can you get some sisters to come in? Oh, I know who I'm going to call. We're going to set this tone right. I know who to get in here. We're going to set the tone right. Yep.
Yeah, peace.
Oh, there you go. Nepal's in the building.
Are you going to get Sister Becky? You talked to her earlier?
I'm going to call somebody. Let me see if I can get somebody here.
Peace to everybody. Come on in, Sister Becky, if you're watching. I want you up here. Yeah, we have to talk about this today. I didn't know the whole situation the last time we were up here.
Sister Bethy, what's up?
Hey.
I want you to know that we are live before you start talking. We are live, and the topic that we're going to be discussing today is dealing with Anthony Edwards and the young lady that he met, and he got her pregnant, and he don't want anything to do with the baby or her, but he will take care of the child financially. He's definitely on that tip, but he don't want nothing to do with it. And he have a beautiful daughter too, beautiful baby girl.
So he doesn't want anything to do with the baby, but he will take care of it.
Yes, he don't want nothing to do with it, don't want to see it, don't want the baby to know who he is. And that's it. That's crazy. So I put the title, is he wrong and wicked or right and godly?
Godly.
I think he's wrong and horrible. He's horrible. They should remove him from the basketball contract.
That's his daughter on the screen. That's the baby that she gave birth to.
I can't see it. I know
the other people can see it.
I'm on my way to the meeting. But he doesn't need to have any fans
Right.
And they need to cancel his contract because he's a very bad example for young men. Period.
Nepal, you want to add on what you think about what she's saying?
Well, peace to Sister Bethy. She has a right to voice her opinion. I have a different take on it about both of them, and so I'm interested in listening to everyone before I go in. I don't see it as wickedness. He's just a child in his mind. He's 23. He thinks he's doing the right thing. He's gonna regret it. So I don't think he should lose his career over it, but he's going to regret it for sure. Definitely. I think he's not being wise.
I don't know how many people are on the panel.
It's just me and
meeting,
Nepal right now.
Okay, well, I feel that he should. And I hear you, Nepal. 23 years old, but I'm sorry. He has parents himself. Nobody got rid of him. Or I don't know his life. I don't know if he has both parents. I don't know. I can't say that. But at age 23.
Well, he lost his mother at a very young age. He lost his mother.
Okay. Was his dad ever raised by his grandma?
I have no idea, but I think most likely his grandma.
Okay. But he had someone to love him.
Yes.
Despite not having a dad, he had someone to love him. Right. Now, he's conscientious enough to know that he should show love to his child. He is a very bad example for young men that also may want to get into the basketball industry. And I'm sorry, I think his contract should be canceled. It's a very bad example.
They ain't gonna do that because he's like a young Michael Jordan right now, and they need that.
I don't care.
I'm with you.
That attitude is very bad. It's very bad to have for young brown men in our community. And I'm sorry, that's a very bad example.
Right. Well, I want to say this. I agree that it's a bad example, but he's learning from every single man that came before him and that is there present with him. For him to be first, like sa.neter said, he's not going to lose his career. He's a basketball player. He's a basketball star, but
superstar.
He's a superstar, but there's no one to hold him accountable as his peers because they're doing it as well. He learned from other men, especially remember he's 23. So with the situation with the woman, I mean, I personally, I said I wouldn't want to have a child by anyone who didn't want the child, but that's me. However, looking at her situation, I completely sympathize and empathize with her. She's 38. Okay. He has children by all these other women. He has 2 other children at the same age. So he has 3 babies all born at the same age. They're all the same age, born newborns. From 2022 to 2025, he has babies the same age, basically. So he's 23. He's doing what every 23-year-old does: sleep around, and look at her. She's drop dead gorgeous. He knew what he was doing. He went in there without protection. He had already had other women get pregnant. So he asked her to have an abortion. She said no. She's 38. Her biological clock. He's got millions of dollars. She made the choice to keep the baby, and I think she deserves more than $1 million from him, to be honest.
No, she was getting more than $1 million. She got they saying that he ain't go through it, but it's just word out there right now that he filed to give her for 18 years everything, 1,800,000. How you say it? 100.
1,800,000.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but that might just be a rumor. Yeah, because I was thinking about that. Like he's worth $245 million, and his child's only getting Well, what for 18 years? What?
Look at it. That's only right now. He getting ready to sign some big endorsements and all of that with sneakers and all that. You know how
Yeah,
Michael did it.
but the problem is what we're trying to do, you guys, is transition the behaviors of our men. Okay, and I'm not saying this is not to say that women aren't bad either, but we're speaking on this specific case. Basketball industry has took care of a lot of our young men. Okay, but we got to get an example. This company, that the basketball team that's sponsoring him, they should, and he's representative of them. So it tells you a lot about the contracting company. And I really think that they should show these young men an example. Look, if your people all over the world are going to be looking up to you, and you need to change your behaviors so that other young men won't feel that this is okay, because it's not cool and it's not okay. And his contract needs to be ended because he's not representative of a positive representative of the basketball team. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
That's a bad idea.
So long.
And I respect I respect you, Sister Betty, and I love you. But this is a young Black man who is trained all his life to do this. He does it well. He deserves to have that position. If we had everybody lose their job because they make a wrong choice in a relationship, no one would have a job. Okay, so this is his personal life.
Shows that some kind of suspension to show that the basketball corporation do not honor that kind of behavior. Some kind of suspension.
Sister, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
I'm serious.
No, they shouldn't. Let me tell you why.
I'm sorry.
Let me say this. We don't have to. This is why you're saying you agree with it, but we don't have the president of the United States getting penalized for grabbing women's private parts. Why should we have a young man? I just want to get this out. I want to finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying, sister. You said what you said, and we heard you, and I appreciate it. And there are people who agree with you. So now I'm going to say my side. We don't even have people who are doing things to harm the public, to harm society, who are in power positions they were elected as leaders to lead the people. They don't even get penalized. Why should we penalize a citizen of the United States who, just because he's a Black man, that's the problem, and he didn't want to do something in his relationship, we should now go to take his career? That's what they did to Kyrie. Because Kyrie said, I want to look at what this video says about Black people in my personal life. They penalized him. They already have these men working like slaves for them anyway. They're making trillions of dollars in these professional organizations, NBA, NFL, off of Black men's power and strength. Why should we now, because he doesn't want to have a baby with the woman that he had a one-night stand with, and he's 23, why should we go in his pockets? Let's stop that. Oh, I know we do. Let's take his career. Why don't we have some other Black men like, I'm going to park my car. Why don't we focus on him as a deplorable citizen? Why don't we have a Black male counsel sit down with him and talk to him? Why do we always want to take his money and take his career and cancel him? He worked hard to get there. Let's remember that. Now, you have your opinion and I have my opinion. But if we're going to go in the pockets of citizens, we better start with the president of the United States of America. He's a convicted felon. All right, now I'll park.
Okay, well, we're not talking about the president at the moment, and I'll get to that. But what I'm saying is, okay, maybe he doesn't deserve to actually lose his career, but he certainly needs to be penalized, like some sort of suspension, so that the representative company of him, those who he's, who's sponsoring him, who could at least show that, look, we're not promoting this type of behavior for young brown, I'll use modern day language, young black men. That should be done, because you can't get rich up in power and just think you can do shit to people and get away with it. Okay. Secondly, what Trump did was exercise freedom of speech. So if you want to take up for our young black man, Trump exercised freedom of speech, saying he's going to grab some coochie. Okay. To me personally, I like that kind of dirty talk coming from a masculine man. That don't bother me. That just sounds good as hell, in my opinion. Okay? So the convicted felon stuff, all those charges got dropped. But let's get back to our community.
Well, you know, the lady that he said it to, Sister Bethy, she didn't like. I don't. If a man says I want to grab him by the coochie, I would be offended by that. But I appreciate, again, you don't mind it. But if a man,
everybody has their own personal opinion. I like dirty talk. I like dirty talk. That turns me on, especially when I'm getting ready
from
to
strangers. I don't like it from strangers.
Each his own. Huh?
I don't like it from strangers.
Well, I didn't say that. I'm not saying, I like it from strangers. I'm talking about if it's my man.
He was a stranger to her.
All right, come on, y'all. One at a time.
I still don't. Okay, but I still don't think that he deserved not to be a president. He's a great president. I knew he was going to win. He exercised his freedom of speech, so he could say what he wanted to say. She don't like it, stay out of this vicinity. She said some off the rack stuff to him to prompt him to say that. Okay, let's keep it a buck. He's not just going to walk up to some strange lady and say, "Ooh, I'm gonna grab your coochie." No, she said something that prompted him, and I call that guy talk. So I don't have a problem with it, because I like men talk dirty to me. So, but back to this other dude, I just think he needs like a little suspension or something, so that they'll let the world, young men know that they shouldn't do this type of thing. We don't promote it for young black men. And then when there's more young black men that get on the basketball team, they'll think, I don't want this all in the public. I don't want to do this. Let's settle it silently. Now, that's how I'm landing my plane.
Yes. Let me say this right quick. I do agree with Nepal, and I agree with you, Sister Bethy. Both of y'all made some good points. Like, as far as Nepal, he should be put aside and get some grown men to counsel him. I agree with that part, what Nepal's saying. And I definitely agree with Sister Bethy when she say, he need to be put on some type of something need to happen where let me finish talking. Because if you don't and you condone this behavior, then it lets the league know that this is all right. This is what you can do.
What is his behavior, King?
Let me finish, please. Let me finish. And it lets the people know that this is all right behavior, and y'all can go ahead out there and have these babies. You don't need them if you don't want them. If you desire not to be with them, then don't be with the kid. Just give her the money and let her raise a kid. See, they would do that to black families because they don't want the goddamn father figure in the house anyway, or they don't want the father to be around the damn child anyway. So it should be some type of responsibility that he's supposed to be taking. If we keep saying this crazy stuff about he's 23 years old, man, child support. And that's what he's going. That's what he's paying for. Child support.
That's the penalization.
Finish. You was just saying, let her finish. Let her park the car. Let me park my car.
Go ahead.
Right? And so what I'm saying is there should be some type of responsibility, not just money, because we know you got the money, but this little baby ain't asked to come into this damn world. She ain't asked to be here. What is crazy about it? She ain't asked to come into this world. And so you allow her to be raised by someone else, liable to get molested, being out there in the world, not even raising this damn child. That's crazy to me. He's old enough. He's old enough to know, I'm gonna put my penis in this vagina. And then he go to the woman down the block, put his penis in the vagina, and then go to the woman across the street, put his messing around and having sex with all these women. What the hell you think you're gonna have? So he got Alexa, stop. So he got 2 more children by 2 different women that he ain't with. Come Oh man, he ain't stupid. He know what the hell he's doing. So he don't need no. We should not make him be responsible for these children. Come on,
please. Listen. Yeah, let me speak now. Okay, this is madness. This is pure madness because
when I'm gonna say something, I'd have been on here.
Okay, no, I'm gonna let you go, Robin. Just let me get this is madness. Number one, we already have that happening all over the place in our communities, and so there are men who not even taking care of the children financially. That's the main thing that's crazy about how what you're saying. Both of you are. I love you both. I respect your opinions, but listen. This brother is paying child support. Why are y'all talking about taking his livelihood?
I never said taking his livelihood.
No, I mean, no, you're saying go to his career.
I never said take his livelihood.
You said you agree with Bethany. Let me finish. I
told you what I agree with, and I told Bethany what I agree with.
Okay, this is the thing. Don't go near his job. Don't go near. See, this is how.
I never go near his job.
I'm talking, but Bethany did. Bethany did. And you can't even say I agree with her, so I'm confused.
Not so on that. I told you.
Not you.
No, hold on, because I gotta make it clear because you putting it out to the people wrong information again.
All right, go ahead.
Listening is an art. All right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I came out with.
Aggressive.
What I agree with Sister Bethy is when she said something should happen. He got to be responsible for something. I'm not talking about suspending him and taking away his job and none of that. No, I'm saying he got to be responsible, and the league should make him responsible like they do everything else. Okay. Guess what the league do? If you curse, guess what the league do? If you start using profanity and you cursing on the interview, they will charge your behind over $100,000 and something. So if you can charge them and make them pay for cursing at an interview, why you ain't making them pay for something that is way more important than that?
Okay,
be responsible to your child.
Right, you jumped in while I was talking. So okay, you cleared it up, but you still went to his job. So like I said.
Where did I go to his job at, Nepal?
You said the league, sir.
I was talking about.
Please say something.
No, let me finish for a second.
Hold on.
I'm getting ready to pull up to my destination, and I just wanted to say something in closing because I'm going to a very important political meeting.
All right.
But I just want to say this in closing, and this is to Nepal. Even though I love her, look, woman. Look, sister, you know I love you, but listen, we got to stop babying our sons. His stinking butt is 23 years old, and that's the problem. Mama always jumping in, taking up for her baby. He grown now, and you got to let him be a man, and he needs to learn how to think like a man. That's why so many black men are intellectually behind when it comes to maturitism. Being mature in the mind, because mama always jumping in, finding some way to justify his behavior. I love y'all. Peace out, Nepal. I love you.
Peace, sis, and I appreciate you. That's a good point. I was saying this.
I
doesn't agree with you. I love you too, Sister Bethy. I like the way. I like that this isn't an echo chamber. So I always love Sister Bethany coming in with an opposing view, or Sister Robin. And Robin, I'm Freedom. I'm going to pass it over to you. I just saw sa.neter jumped in and said, okay, he's not talking about his job. When you say the league, though, this is the thing. Now we're talking about this man's career when we should be focusing on the relationship between him and this woman and how he is not wanting to be a father. I find him to be a very, as I said, it's a deplorable citizen. He's low base behavior, bad. For him to say, I don't want to be in this baby's life, but I understand the situation that he's just doing what he sees everybody else doing. And I know we're not babying him because he's paying for his mistake. He didn't want to have a baby with her. He had a one-night stand. He thought it would be cute to not wear a condom. He thought it'd be cute to lay in it and just do whatever he wanted to do and just, not use the withdrawal method. And he wasn't thinking because he is immature. An older man, a man who's more responsible, would have never gone in there bareback. Okay, so he's now, the consequences in society is you got to pay for the baby. That's the consequence. So the league isn't going to say you did the wrong thing. The league doesn't get in there and say, why aren't you in the house with that baby? You better stay in there and be the father. That's ridiculous. Why would we force a man to be the father and the basically the husband, the present father, meaning the present father in this child's life? I'm sure this man is going to be in this child's life. It's just his business. But if we're going to attack him and talk about he has to be held responsible, then I'm going to park my car and hand it over to Freedom. If we're going to say he has to be held responsible, a big-time basketball NBA player, why don't we just start with the guy next door? Why don't we talk about the guy that's right in the audience right now, who's not taking care of his children? He's not even paying child support. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm going to park my car and let somebody else get up here. But us talking about let's cancel him, let's make the league. No, let's leave his money alone, because nobody else is bothering anybody else. No other race is getting canceled, or I shouldn't say race, any other most of the NBA and NFL, they're black. Most of them. And whenever they do something wrong in their personal lives, I'm not talking about shooting up clubs. I'm not talking about cursing people out. I'm talking about a bad relationship choice. Oh, why should he get penalized for a bad relationship choice? This is a bad relationship choice, y'all.
Oh, I'm agreeing with you, Nepal. I'm just going to jump in because I can't just get in. I'm going to just jump in. I agree with you, Nepal. Everything you said. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I agree with everything you said.
Thank you.
I do not agree with how they going to tell this what he should do. First of all, it's none of their business. Yeah. First of all, the NBA is none of their business. He's 23.
It is their business.
Her? What we talking about him? What about her?
It is their business, though. It is the NBA business.
But you're gonna let me finish because I say here all the time. And no, it's not. It's not none of their business. Okay, because at the end of the day, he's still gonna have to pay child support. Yep. So I don't care who he's only 23, so he can have a temper tantrum all he wants. Okay, he's still gonna have to pay. And you don't think that sister knew what she was doing when she laid there with her legs open, hoping that she got pregnant by this man making all this money? Because what was she doing at that age, messing with him at that age? I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'm agreeing with everything that Nepal said, but I get sick and tired of every time it's always on the man. It's her too. Okay, like what can the NBA is where he works at? They not his dad. They tell him what he should do and what he should not do. And if you don't pay child support, we're gonna punish you for being a man, for being 23 years old and going out here screwing after she probably threw herself on him. Made sure she got the screw. What? You got to be kidding me.
All right.
You got to be kidding me. I'm just saying, I know you're not all right in me, and I say her all this time. So
go ahead. This is a hot topic. Go ahead.
It's the top of, but we hear, but Nepal on some real, we hear way older men saying the same exact thing that he said, and they be in their 40s and 50s just because somebody took their behinds the court because they wasn't doing it on their own. Now they're gonna take it out on the child. That's crazy. If you was taking care of your child from the beginning, wouldn't nobody have to force you to take care of your child? And then you're going to get mad and start crying to my son. Well, if she take me to court for child support, then I don't want nothing to do with the child, like some Mitch. That's what we dealing with.
Yeah.
And it is right with everything she said about the president of the United States ain't being penalized. You know what I'm saying? So, I agree with you 100% with everything that you said. I mean, what? Punishment? You don't put this boy on punishment because he don't want to pay child support. Don't none of y'all men want to pay child support.
Robin, no. They want to punish him because he doesn't want to be in a part of the baby's life with her.
So you agree with that, huh, Robin?
No. I think what he might be doing is just running his mouth. And
Hey,
wait a minute, just having a little crybaby fit. And just saying that, because in all reality, he probably gonna end up screwing the girl again, because that's how it goes when you're young.
Several times. Thank you.
Okay, and he might just still have something to do with the baby. He's just talking, speaking out of anger right now. And of course, I want him to have something to do with that beautiful baby. That's his baby, looking just like him and everything. But he's just mad because he got to come out his pockets. And a lot of men are like that. But he's just a child. He really he's only 23.
Man, he ain't
a
no
child. Yes, he is a child.
I mean, 23 years old. I mean, he's talking out his behind. And yes, I agree with Nepal that he should be canceled by older men. He should be canceled. He should be canceled, but not like you chastising, man, if you don't pay, if you don't have nothing to do with the baby, we gonna do this. They can't do nothing about it no way.
I can't, hold on. I can't believe that I'm sitting here listening to women talking about it's all right if a man don't want to be.
It's not all right. No.
I don't want to put you on the back. I don't want to put you on the back. I want to be able to get my point out, y'all.
But you know how you didn't want us putting words in your mouth.
Yeah.
You didn't want me putting words in your mouth, right?
Yeah.
We're not saying it's all right. We're not saying it's all right to leave your children. Don't do that.
So what I'm saying is this, man. I don't believe I'm hearing women up here talking about it's good, it's all right for this man not to be in his child life. He's a kid.
You really don't want anybody putting words in your mouth.
This man don't know what he's doing. You know, why y'all getting that?
Because when I was talking, you cut me off.
Why are you lying on us? We never said anything like that.
Never said that.
What did y'all was saying? What was you saying?
We didn't say that. We didn't say that. And I'm quite sure everybody in the chat can hear what we saying. That we never said that we want him not to have nothing to do with his child.
Thank you. Yeah.
But that wasn't the subject on how you was talking about it.
Number one, let me say this, man. Let me say this, man. Hold on.
Nobody says that.
Woman, I know you brothers are mad. I know you brothers is like, oh man, look at the woman. Like she always got to be the wicked one. No, that sister and most of you women out there, y'all could talk that talk all you want to. Because if you was in that situation, you wouldn't have no goddamn abortion either. If you knew that you had $1 million or $1 billion baby inside of your womb, you would not get rid of the goddamn baby. So stop with the foolishness. Cut it out.
We never said that either. That's another added thing in.
Let me finish. You know, y'all so quick to bang on this sister.
Why are you turning this into? I said I'm on her side.
See, I'm gonna end up putting y'all in the back if I can't get my point out.
When you cut me off, nobody put you in the back.
This is my channel. This is me. I run.
I got you.
I run this platform.
I got you. You can do whatever.
What I'm saying is that, come on, man. All of you sisters out there in the wilderness, in this world, if y'all had $1 million or $1 billion baby inside of your womb, and the man come to you and say, "Yo, I don't want nothing to do with this baby. I want you to get an abortion." Are you going to get an abortion? And if you say yes, I know you're lying. I know you're lying. This was a smart move on the woman part, on her part. Now, y'all probably say, Sal, what are you talking about? What? I said, on her part, it was smart because now she's out the hood. And guess what? This is not the only rich man that she have a baby with. She got another baby by another rich dude. What's his name, baby?
Lil baby.
So this is not the only one. She got 2 rich baby daddies, man. This sister know what the hell she doing. Why you getting mad at listen, man, why you getting mad at a woman who know what the hell she doing? If you're gonna be weak, then that's what you get, man. This woman right here, let me bring her up here again.
Can I say something real quick? You said a lot. I want to say this.
Hold on. I want to say a lot more.
No, but I just want to, you asked me to come in here.
She planned it. Go ahead, Nepal. It sounds like he's saying she planned it. In other words, that's
it don't matter. Men plan shit all the time.
Yeah.
We plan stuff all the time. And now when the sister get a come up, brothers get mad. And why this woman doing this? And why she doing that? Why you?
But I'm not saying that. I agree with her.
Nobody said that. I would have had my baby, but you twisting it around.
I need to let people know that I absolutely agree with her. I'm not. Robin and I are on opposite sides about her. I think.
No, I agree with her. I'd have kept my baby too.
Yeah, so I don't know why you're saying. I think you're talking to the women on the internet who are attacking her, not these two women on the panel, right?
I'm not attacking her.
Yeah,
I was saying what sa.neter is saying.
Like Dr. Umar.
She planned it. I probably would have planned it too.
Man, come on, man. Come on. She see this young stud. She in there. She in the club. She said, "Oh, okay, that's Anthony."
She's a groupie.
She's staring at me. He wants something.
This is her career. She looked for this kind of stuff. She's a groupie.
She's gorgeous. She's a professional, and hey, he knew she was a professional. So this is the thing. I said when last stream, I said I wouldn't want to do that. But if I was her and I'm a professional and I had already a rich, famous baby daddy, that's what I do. He should have checked my he didn't check her resume. See, this is what these men get. I'm happy as a woman. This is what these men get, because usually it's flipped. They're saying, Robin, remember you said, why is she with the 23-year-old? But if he was 30, he was 38 and she's 23, nobody would worry about it. Right. So I applaud her as an older sister, getting that bag and showing them how to do it. Because guess what? He would have walked away from a 23-year-old if he was 38 and got her pregnant, and she would have been looking dumb, sitting up there listening to everything he tells her. Oh, don't put me on child support. Okay, I won't. You gonna come see me though?
Hey, hold on. Hey, night breaker. Listen to me good, sir. sa.neter never said he should be suspended. There's an art to listening. That's why I said Nepal. Don't put words in my mouth, because now people thinking I said.
But you're putting words in Robin's mouth in my mouth.
Be suspended. I've never said that he should be suspended. All right. So delete that, erase that. Matter of fact, let me delete that comment.
Thank you, Nightbreaker.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You can't do the others what you don't expect to be done to yourself. Now you done been twisting our words all night. You good for that, Aries.
Okay. Hey, let me bring on Seven. Seven is here. Let me see what my brother got to say. Seven, what up, man?
Get ready, Nepal.
Peace, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, peace to you, sa.neter. Peace to you, Queen Nepal.
Peace.
And peace to the other sister. I don't know. I can't see your name. But peace to you.
Or peace.
And peace to everybody in the chat. I just think that mostly I agree with everybody. What everybody is saying, but I think we're missing out some contextual things, because to call him wicked, I mean, that could be an opinion. But I think there's responsibility on both sides. I think both parties were irresponsible, right? I don't believe that he was. I don't believe. I think I know by his actions that he wasn't having sex with her to have a child, or that they had any type of relationship, like looking at marriage or anything like that. I mean, she's the type of woman that talks to athletes and rappers. Like she's about that bag, like you two sisters said. So she put herself in a situation to possibly get pregnant, because she didn't force him to put on a condom, right? To get pregnant, knowing that she possibly could get pregnant, right? And he was just irresponsible and not thinking about the long term. He was just trying to have some fun.
Right.
And so I think that Anthony Edwards just looking at that he in that situation, like, I don't want to have anything to do with the child, is because I wasn't trying to make a child when I had sex with her. Is that irresponsible? Yes.
Let me ask you.
Can you say, is that immoral? Yes. To say it's wicked, I would say no.
No. I don't think nobody said it's wicked. It was a question.
It's the title, baby.
Yeah, it's a question. It's a question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So to try to say if it's wicked, even to question if it's wicked, I think that, you know, that the answer is no. It's not wicked in my opinion.
Let me ask you a question, my brother. So you saying with all these babies that he got running around town, he don't know that it's a possibility that this woman could come up pregnant if I go raw dog in it? And what if she pop up pregnant? He that young where he don't know that?
Oh, he's young, rich, and irresponsible. Yeah, he know that. I mean, Jeff Bezos, how many children Jeff Bezos has? He doesn't have a relationship with majority
Musk,
of them.
Brother, don't forget Elon
I mean,
Musk.
not Bezos, excuse me, Elon Musk, excuse me.
13 baby, 4 or 5 baby mamas.
Yeah, Elon Musk has a whole bunch of kids, a whole bunch of baby mamas. Don't have relationships with them.
But guess what?
Anthony Edwards, who's a rich black man who does the same.
Musk. I'm talking about Anthony Edwards.
I'm using them as an example as we as black people, we focusing on the wrong thing. Anthony Edwards doesn't want to be a father of those children because he didn't have sex with those women in mind to be a father to any children. So that's just his mentality, right? There's a lot of men that have sex with women too because they want to have children.
How can you not want to have anything to do with this beautiful baby?
He's so cute.
I agree. I couldn't do this. I agree with you, sa.neter.
Right.
I couldn't abandon no child, personally.
Can I give you brothers a little bit of advice? And this is
now I should get Captain. I'm sorry, Nepal. Hold up. I should get Captain on here again so we could chew his ass out because Captain is down with if he get on child support, he don't want nothing to do. Now this is Captain, y'all. He don't want nothing.
Yeah, and I disagreed with that.
Well, that's what Anthony said.
The mother put him on child support.
Well, let me say this too.
Y'all, what's the difference?
Most of you brothers, I got to give you a little while it's in my mind still. This is what you fall for. She's already drop dead gorgeous. I mean, top 10, right? But it's not just the pretty, because there are women who are top 10 like that, like her, who aren't getting the bag like she is. You know what the problem is? Just like Kim Kardashian, it's not just black women. That sweet, soft talking, and you brothers fall for it all the time. Oh, that's what they do. They come in with that. I don't act like that. I don't do. That's how she talks. If you listen to her.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I never did that. And oh, you're so great.
Hold up.
You're the best guy ever. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, brother.
Hold up 1 minute, Nepal. One Mungo. Hit the link. So the link is at the top. Hit the link. Come on in, Mungo.
So this is the problem, brothers. You don't look, you think, oh, she would never put me on child support. She would never cut my throat. She would never set me on fire. She would never cheat on me with my friends. You better stop falling for the oldest trick in the book, literally. Prostitutes know exactly how to stroke your ego. They know to sit in your ear and be soft-spoken, tell you how great you are. And nobody's like, oh, I know I look like a hooker and I know I had a baby with Lil Baby, but let me explain. Oh, and then you just eat it up. He's 23. This is important. He fell for it. If he was around men who would say, don't fall for it. Don't fall for that sweet, soft ego stroker, you know, and it's not just 23. Old dudes fall for it too. It's the men that have been told by other men, don't fall for that sweet, soft-spoken, I never did that. Oh, I'm not. You better look at her resume. You better you better check her out and see what she's been doing. That's what you better do. I just dropped some gems for you men out there. Stop falling for that ego stroke. It's the oldest trick. Marilyn Monroe. I want to be loved by you. You love it.
You're right, Sister Nepal. That's the power of the woman. But you know what the power that men have in this time? Well, really most of the time is wealth. And wealthy men, they live a different life than men that aren't wealthy. This could have been a calculated move by somebody, by Anthony Edwards. I doubt it. But, you know, wealthy men can, he can say, okay, I can have a baby by her. I'll give her $1 million, pay for child support. Boom. You know, move on to the next one. So his power is in the wealth that she's pursuing, correct? So her power, women do have that power to manipulate, but men with wealth also have the power to manipulate with that. And I think that's the balance right there that we're missing. It could be a possibility that he's having kids with all these children because he can, and he don't mind footing the bill because he can afford it. He's a multi-millionaire basketball star who's going to get another contract, which probably be a $300 million contract. That's how good he's a top 10 NBA player.
Yes.
He's going to probably get his next contract probably going to be $300-400 million.
Let's hear what Aisha Howard have to say. Let's hear Aisha Howard.
I have been purposely staying off the internet. Reason being is because I don't want to come out of character from the things that are being.
See, Nepal was just talking about that. Nepal was just saying how they talk.
Yes.
Yeah, she says she doesn't want to come out of character, and I salute you, my sister, because they're falling, they're eating it up. But I'm telling you, brothers eat it up all the time, and she's drop dead gorgeous. She's got all the things done, and then she knows because she's 38. I salute her. She's a grown ass woman. She said, I can't come in here get loud, ratchet, twerking. I gotta come in here and play with my hair, just like Ginger on Gilligan's Island. And
now I'm agreeing with Nepal again. She talking with her cooch. All right, straight out her mouth.
All right.
Yeah, all women know about it. All women know how to do it.
Hold up, he's wrong for having a baby, knowing he want you or no kid with you, and that child woman do this broke men. Nah, man.
But this her job. This what she do, and everybody knows.
She's not wrong. Number one, because we are against abortion, right? If we say we are against abortions, and that right there tears the women up.
There you go.
Why y'all keep saying she should get an abortion?
No one said that.
That's a great point.
She do it on purpose, though.
I'm not saying you, but let me hear this quick, and then I'm gonna bring on Mongo.
I have been purposely staying off the internet. Reason being is because I don't want to come out of character from the things that are being written and commented, the lies that are being made up. And I know that if I put myself in position to respond, I'm then putting myself in position to defend my daughter and defending her of what has been written. There's no nice way to do it because people have been so ignorant and so cold-hearted towards a child.
Right.
And funny enough, I don't know if it's been a year or two, but I remember when Trump wanted to push laws banning the rights to abortion. And I remember how women came together and they protest. And you got dressed in jerry beads, and some of you went down in panties and bras and trench coats and was like, this is my body, this is my choice, okay? But the second a woman makes the decision, and I'm not even sure if it's a woman or if maybe, well, I know I'm probably getting this attention because of who I am and who I am attached to. But just generally speaking, the second a woman decides to make the decision about her body and her child, y'all turn into weirdos.
What the fuck is she talking about, bro?
Man, come on.
Yo, shout out to all of the Kamala Harris.
With y'all with her conversation.
Yeah, that was confusing.
All that manipulative stuff.
No, I agree with what you were saying. No, I agree with what she was saying. You know,
I know you do.
How y'all bringing on the child? That's the child. She was talking about people in the comments going in on the child. She made a good point about Robin. Can I make my point, please?
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying you going against the child. I said she made a point about the people going in on the child in the comments. When she's on, they going in on her on the comments in the child. She's talking about that. And she's talking about when Donald Trump was talking about killing the whole abortion thing, how the people came out and, and supported a lot of that. But now with her, y'all want her to get an abortion. It's crazy.
That was so much game right there. That was pathetic. I'm so glad I'm my dad's child. That was so much game.
Yeah, but so what? We got game too. The black man got game too. And now when the sister come back and put that game on your ass, people can't take it.
I'm happy. I salute her.
One thing about sa.neter, he protect our sisters.
No,
he gonna back them.
no, when you're
Wrong
right.
and different,
I'm not
or
against her. I'm not
or
against her. I
whatever.
know what she doing.
And I'm not
now.
mad at you,
I
brother.
was young before too. I know exactly.
Robin was pointing out what she's doing, but look, like I said, I agree with Robin on the points that she's saying about the male not being punished. Nobody should be punished. The thing is, they both are in the spotlight. He looks like a bad dad, and she looks like a gold digger. They need to repair that. So these still are Black people. I mean, I'm not trying to kumbaya, but these still are Black people. And this is the climate. You're looking at the storm, but the climate is all, it's Black. This is Black culture. This is our people. This isn't something new. This isn't something new. Why are we acting like this is something new?
And I don't know why all of y'all mad. Anthony Edwards got the money, so he don't really care about the money. He don't care.
He don't care.
The whole argument is.
I'm sorry, but Nepal, I still do something.
His whole argument is. His whole argument is he just didn't want the child. That's all. He gonna pay the money. The money there.
Facts.
He didn't want nothing to do with the baby, and that's my argument. Is that. See, y'all getting it all twisted. My argument is be in that child life, brother. We already got too many useless goddamn deadbeat dads that's not taking care of their children. And when they grow up to want to be a goddamn murderer, you getting mad at that. They grow up to be wild, drugs on the street, hanging out, doing all kind of crazy stuff. Don't get mad at that.
Okay, so then you're talking.
Cosmic Chris,
real quick,
I haven't seen you in a minute. Cosmic,
don't be disrespectful. Hold on, Cosmic. Let me just say this real quickly. Please try to just treat people like they treat you. I want to say this. This child, we already know, isn't going to grow up to be a murderer. You need to focus on these men in your community in Harlem and around the world, Black men who right now today are leaving their children and not even paying for their children. We got Dr. Umar Johnson who did the exact same thing, and we have Black people in this community who are standing by him. Dr. Umar Johnson did the bare minimum. He paid child support, and I'm going to listen to his daughter. I mean, I haven't heard from you, Dr. Umar Johnson. I haven't been looking up in the tea, so I don't know if you came out and said differently. But from what your child said, you haven't been in her life. So let's not act like this isn't something common. Black men have children all over the place that they don't even know. sa.neter, you even grew up you didn't even meet your dad but one time. So let's stop acting like this is something brand new. Please.
All right. So what that mean? So what that got to do with anything?
Well, because you're saying, she's gonna grow up to be you didn't grow up to be a murderer. You didn't grow up to be I
could have when I stabbed him in his damn nose.
No. You were defending your mother.
Passed away.
So now you're a murderer.
Yes, damn right. Hell yeah.
Come on, anything to win an argument. The point that I'm making is we have a bunch of wonderful, decent people in our community, but they could have been even better if their fathers didn't just disappear. Okay? So all this, that baby could grow up to be a murderer. The point is, the baby will be fine, but why don't you be a dad and make the baby bleed? Why don't you stay in the baby's life? I want to ask all these Black men, why are you leaving your children? If we're going to attack this brother that's an NBA player, let's talk to the men right here. Why are you not in your children's lives? I'll park my car now.
Okay, let me go to I want to hear this Cosmic Chris kid. I ain't seen my man in a minute. What's up, Cosmic Chris?
It's been a while. How you doing, Sauce? I see y'all been. I see y'all been doing a lot of things, going to the Patreon, coming back, still dropping knowledge and all that. I've been watching. I'm always watching for sure. But to Nepal, listen, my kids is outside right now. I got a son, and then I got 2 step kids that I'm helping my girl raise, and they're outside playing right now, enjoying the sun before it goes down all the way. But I get it. But I get it, and I think that Anthony Edwards, with all due respect, I feel like if there's a proper way to opt out of being a parent, I feel like he did the proper way. He did it the respectful way, and he did it in a more of in kind of a righteous way. It depends on how you
thing is opting out, brother. Ain't no such thing as opting out.
It is a such thing.
No,
because there's people
when you got a baby on this planet, brother.
There's people who's being forced away, like in jail. Then there's people who know that they're not in the environment that they should be in. You cannot force somebody into an environment and think that only think healthy things are going to come from that. That's just like putting somebody in jail. They're somewhere that they don't want to be. It's only going to create chaos. So I think that he opted out in a respectful way, and the fact that he did what a lot of men wish they could do, he paid 18 years worth of child support. He didn't leave them out high and dry. He simply told the world how he felt in his personal life, that he did not want to be there, and he should not be forced, because anybody who, like, from my childhood and from what I see going on in other people's lives, some parents, they have favorites. I would never. I don't know how you can even pick a favorite child. I don't know how, but there's human beings who do that, mothers and fathers. That leaves a crazy effect on kids for the rest of their lives. They can grow up to be like, anybody can grow up to be anything they want. But if you know for a fact you're not the favorite child, or your sibling is being treated better than you, you're going to go down the wrong path, or at least you're going to have some type of mental fracture going on. So I feel as though Anthony Edwards opted out in a righteous way, because he let him know, listen, I don't want to be in that environment. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm going to give y'all what I have to give y'all, and then let's part our ways. I feel as though that's the most respectful way to do it.
Okay, all right. I want y'all to keep it short and brief because we got a full house. I want to hear from my captain perspective, from an Israelite that teaches to take care of your child and raise your children and make sure you be the man, and you stand by your child. Let's hear from Captain Tazariak. Come on, man. Captain, what's up, brother? Hey, Captain, are you streaming as well, right? You streaming it?
Yeah, it gave me the option to do so.
Okay,
so I did, if you don't mind.
No, I know. Okay. Believe me, I know when people do that. I see it.
Yeah, no, when I did it from yours, it gave me the option, so I just did it that way. I think if you look at Anthony Edwards and Umar Johnson, what this shows is the bigger problem in the black community is who we choose to have sex with. Because Anthony Edwards is a piece of shit, just like that baby. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Anthony Edwards is a piece of garbage, just like that mother or the woman that was pregnant is also a piece of garbage. And that's what I don't see people really speaking to. Like, we're making this a who's right and who's wrong. Both of them are wrong because they decided to have, the moment they decided to have sex with each other, they were wrong. And I think, well, we just like when I mentioned Umar Johnson, I don't know if anybody saw Umar Johnson give the his story as to how he got the second woman pregnant. He called her the vegan something. And he said that she used him to get her husband jealous, who she was divorced from. Which lets you know he's just as stupid as Anthony Edwards. He's just as stupid. So now, what is the bigger problem? The bigger problem, and this is where the Israelite position comes in, our position that sex is marriage is really the only position that we all should take. And you know why? Because if you look at joining sexually with this woman means I have to marry her, then you might not sleep with that woman. Because, no matter what protection, contraceptive, whatever you take, babies happen when you have sex. Even though you can use protection, condoms break, the IUID don't work. In Umar Johnson's case, he said he was told by both women that they was on one was on the pill, one was on the IUD, and he chose to believe him. When if he really wanted to, he could have just monitored their ovulation schedule and would have never got them pregnant. But we all think with our penises, we think with our vagina, we think with our lust. And so now as we argue who was smart and who wasn't smart, the only loser is the child in this scenario. In all three, in the Umar Johnson with his children and Anthony Edwards and this woman with that child, the only loser is the child. If you want to talk about a winner, how could a man win by paying to not be around his child's life? This ain't a scenario where he's paying because the woman doesn't want him around. He's paying because he doesn't want to be around. That's horrible. That child has to grow up now knowing that my father had willingly had sex with my mother, and because he didn't want to have me, he just paid to never have to deal with me. Nobody thinks about that type of psychology when it comes to the child. Nobody thinks about the kid that is brought into this life. I know for me, I thank the Lord that the women that I have children with, number one, I'm still with them. And I didn't lay with them without counting the cost that they could be the mother of my kid. And if you're not going to if you don't want that woman to be the mother of your kid, that should be your litmus test whether you have sex with them or not. Because we think sex is such a free thing. We think sex is something, hey man, I saw that girl at the club, man. She had a fatty. I had to hit it. I couldn't resist that fatty.
Hey, Captain, let me ask you a question. I got to put you on mute because you got to echo when I speak. Let me ask you a question, Captain. How much do you love your children, Captain?
I love them with everything I got. See if you got the echo now. I turned the
yeah, that's good. How much do you love your children, Captain?
I give my life for my children. You know that
Say that again.
I give my life for my kids.
And you know I believe you. And that's why I had to bring you back a second time, because I'm thinking you thought about your behavior last time you was here.
My position is still the same.
Let me finish.
That's hypocrisy. That's hypocrisy, Captain.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. You got a debate coming up tomorrow, Captain. Is it tomorrow? Yes,
tomorrow.
You have a debate coming up tomorrow. So when you say you'll give your life for your child, Captain, and then at the same time say, you know, I'm not gonna, if the woman of my child put me on child support, I don't want to see that child until the child gets 18 or 20. I mean, that right there is a contradiction, brother. And I'm hoping, because you are the mayor of Harlem, Captain. You are the mayor of Harlem, right? And so I'm hoping you change your perspective on that. Please let me hear what you got to say on that.
It's not hypocrisy, because that is for my kids. So if my son that I'm in his life every day sees me get bullied by his mother, that's going to teach him such a horrible lesson. That's going to teach him that he can get bullied by the woman that he has a kid with. That's
so you saying that you would rather miss his graduation, miss his prom, miss going to school with him as a young man growing up, needing guidance. You would miss all of that in his life, right? Not knowing how the other man is going to be raising your child, raising him, putting his thoughts in your child's mind, telling them how to do this and how to be a man. And you would rather sacrifice that. That is so important, Captain.
So you basically just added an element that's also out of my control. So now you just added two things.
What's that?
You added the white man's court system, and you added the new man that she's going to get with that I now got to be in competition with.
Right.
Now, right. So why am I going to compete with that? That's why I think
I think you missed the point that I'm saying. What I was saying was,
you saying what I missed the graduation.
No, what I was saying was, by you saying you will not be in that child's life until the child gets 18 or 20, you don't want nothing to do with the seed. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, because who's making that decision?
That's the point I'm making. Hold on. That's the point that I'm making. The child now grows up without a father, the best years of his life on how to be a man, right? Especially if it's a boy child. And there's another man now in the life, in the presence of your seed.
You know who his
ideas, in his thoughts into your child when you're supposed to have that. That's the point I was saying.
Here's the problem with that. You know who didn't think about all the things that you said?
Oh,
my child's mother.
Can I say something? Because I gotta get ready to leave.
Hold on. Let Captain finish, and then you can go right after he finishes.
Yeah, my child's mother didn't. Right now, my little boy, we just came from the movies with my son. Saw Roblox. Is it Roblox? I don't know what the hell. I don't know what was going on in the movie, but he loved it. So right now, I am the best father they have. And if that woman decides to put me on child support to take that away, everything that you said, she didn't think about. So she doesn't get the right to control my life. She doesn't get the right to now run away from me because let's say I'm gonna try to paint scenarios where this could happen because I don't go through this. Let's say if she breaks up with me or she doesn't want to be with me no more, and now in the vindictive nature, because that's the only way you could be doing it, you put me on child support because that's the only reason you're doing it. If I'm taking care of my kids, there is no reason to do it. So when you do that, you're the one that's teaching the lesson to our kids that I'm breaking up the family and I'm going to put the white man system on you, because there is no bending once you put that system involved. If I miss a payment, I run the risk of losing my driver's license. I run the risk of getting arrested. If I don't adhere, sometimes they have visitation rights, and then now the government has to control when I see my kid. I'm not going through all of that. I'm not doing that.
Can I say something? Okay, go. I just want to say, and I love Cat, but it sounds like narcissism. It sounds like a sociopath. It sounds like somebody that has control issues, that if you don't get your way, I'm not going to take care of my baby because you didn't want me to do this. And I mean, that's just what it sounds like to me. Your responsibility is to take care of your child. The only reason why she probably would take you to court is if you decided that you want to have a temper tantrum and say, well, if we break up and you take me to court for child support, then I'm not going to take care of it. I'm going to pay because I'm being forced to do it. Okay, but I need to control. I control issues. I want to control my own situation. I don't want nobody to tell me what to do when I want to do it. I'm going to pay whenever I want to pay. I'm going to take them to the barbershop. I want to do this for my daughter. I'm going to do it whenever I want to. I'm saying that's what it sounds like to me. And I knew when you were talking more, you were going to blame it on a woman, because that's the narcissist part of you that you probably don't even know that they even exist in you. But you blamed it on her. It is her fault if it is. How about this y'all's situation together? Y'all situation together, but you still don't get to walk out that child's life, because if it was my child, I would make him, if your dad don't, he would probably resent you. He would probably resent you, and y'all wouldn't have a good relationship.
So
because that's what it sounds like.
How, like, you're picking a side, because how is it narcissistic for me but not narcissistic for that woman to go to courts when I am taking care of the child?
That's not what you said.
I didn't interrupt anybody when that's exactly what I said. I said, right now I take care of my kids, and so I try to paint a scenario because this ain't my life. So the scenario I painted is we break up. So the only reason she would put me on child support is not because I'm not taking care of my kids. The only reason she would be putting me on child support is for some type of vengeance, because I'm never going to not take care of my kids.
Right.
So just because we're not together doesn't mean now I stop taking care of my kids. I never said that. What I said was, if she puts me on child support and I'm taking care of my kids already, I'm not seeing that child, because at that point, there's no need to put a father that's taking care of his kids on child support. Because
that's what I said too. I repeated what you said. I said, if that would be the only reason why that she would take you to court, is if you wasn't taking care of your child. But the part that you still are saying that sounds just out of this world is that you're still saying that if she takes you, you don't want nothing to do with that child. Right. Listen, the child didn't do that. Don't have nothing to do with her.
No, you should tell her that.
No,
if I'm the father taking care of my kids, seeing my kids, we work out a whole schedule. Okay, we ain't together no more. Depending on the schools, let's say if the schooling requires me to have the child because the school is close to me, then I should have that child. If the schooling, hear what I'm saying though, if the schooling it benefits her, then she should have that child. You know how that comes from? Because me and her can now communicate and work out what's best for the child. When you put the white man system involved, now there's a third party that don't care about the mother or the father or the child, but puts a system in place that we know that targets men predominantly. It does not favor men predominantly. So now we make the decision of, we're going to have him go to school with me, so he's going to stay with me. We can't make that decision because you involve the court system. If they set up visitation rights and I missed that appointment and I call her and say, I can't make this appointment, the courts could say, well, you're going to get your visitation rights removed. That element of a governmental system controlling what my kids do, when me and the woman can control what we do together. This ain't about benefiting me, but we should be able to communicate better. Us not being together should now mean either one of us uses that child as a pawn to get vengeance on either side, whether the man is doing it or the woman is doing it. But
Captain, Captain,
say this though, because I'm going to get off. What I'm trying to say is, for you to just come out your mouth and say, no matter how that go, that I'm gonna walk away from my child if I got to go on child support, sounds crazy. It just don't sound like, first of all, I can't imagine that it's you that's saying this. But regardless of however it goes, you're saying that if I go to court, I'm not going to take care of my child. I'm not going to like physically have anything to do with my child. And that is crazy. That just, I don't care how it looks. Like you just adding that in makes it, I mean,
it ain't no more
like you
crazy
taking it out on the child.
It ain't no more crazy.
I'm gonna let Sal go here, but it's like you taking it out on the child because
she's
you didn't
taking
get
it
your
out
way
on the
about
child.
something.
See, all right. Here's what I think was happening. Y'all saying, if y'all gonna use me as the example because I said it, I take care of my kids. If I'm not with the woman, I still take care of my kids. She's taking it out on the child by going to the government. There's no reason to go to the government on me if I'm taking care of the kids. So now the question has to be asked, which is why I said that's narcissistic. What reason is she taking me to child support?
Can I ask you a question, please, Captain? I want to ask you a different question.
Okay.
What about this part? Because it is a control thing. I agree with you on that. You're like, I'm not going to let this woman have this control over me. Mm-hmm. I agree with that part. What about you trying to get custody of the child? Would that be a factor?
Yeah, I would like, so like if I went through that whole process, I probably would fight for custody because I wouldn't want to be controlled like that. So that's another dynamic that I would probably do. If we get the courts involved, then I would rather have the custody and then let her work in reverse as opposed to me working in reverse. Because I wouldn't want to be subjected to whatever rules they have, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, Captain, can I ask you a question? Because there's hypocrisy there that you're missing.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Sorry, you can't just jump in. I got you. So that's why I asked you, Captain, how much do you love your children? And you said, I love them with all my heart, whatever, however you said it. There's nothing in this world, Captain, that could stop me from wanting to be around my children. Even if I'm taking care of my seeds and my children and me and the mother separated somehow and she put me on child support, guess what I would stop doing? I would simply stop giving her money and still be in my children's life and see my babies because I got to be the influencer there. I got to be the one that shaped their mind. I got to be in there to make sure they're not, because I know the community I'm in. I got to make sure that they're not growing up around, and I don't mean no harm to the LBGT and all this other stuff, that they are not around that type of energy, because you never know now, Captain, that you are no longer there, that how the child will grow up. Because you say that again?
That's going to happen regardless, because if you're not there, once you break up the home, because remember, we're talking about broken homes that she's breaking up. Once you talk about a broken home, you're not there every day. You're not present every day. So even if you got her 3 days out of the week, those other 4 days, if she's a monster, because that's the only type of woman does this, is a monster, then how do you control that? You don't know what man she's getting involved with now that man is around. Like, I got 3 girls. I couldn't imagine another nigga in that house with them. I would never trust that. That would drive me more insane than child support. So I can't have that. But that's why I thank the Most High I don't go through none of this. But to the bigger point, I made sure I chose wisely who I had sex with. And I think that's the most important part that we're missing with the Anthony Edwards. And the only reason I'm throwing Umar Johnson in is because people calling Anthony Edwards dumb and slow and stuff like that. Well, Umar Johnson is Dr. Umar Johnson. He's looked at as the King Kong, which is an ape. I don't know why anybody would call themselves an ape or gorilla. I don't understand that. But he called himself the King Kong of consciousness. Like, he's the most woke black man on the planet. And even he is going through the same problem that Anthony Edwards is going through. So this is not a poor, rich, intelligence or unintelligence issue. This is a moral issue. We don't think about who we have sex with. That's the biggest problem that this whole thing represents. What this whole thing represents is that this ain't even Anthony Edwards' only kid. He got 3 other kids.
Yep, that's
and
right.
To my understanding, and I could be wrong. Maybe somebody in the comment section could get me right. He's not really in their life like that either, or doesn't want to be in their life like that either. So this is just his nature. But the age old of sleeping with 304s, this is old. This ain't nothing new. Back in the Western, when they wanted to have sex, can we say sex online? When they wanted to have sex, they went to the brothel. The Bible speaks about you shall know a harlot by her attire. So whoredom has existed for a long time. Controlling our penises has not existed. If we controlled our penis, we would have way more intelligence than anything. You'll be smart as hell if you just control your penis. If you control your vagina, that's what we should be having a conversation about.
And that's why we have the 42 laws of Ma'at, because it tells you what? It says, I have not committed adultery. I have not tried to seduce anyone's wife. And these are the things that are important when you get into these situations. When you have a situation like mine, which is the reverse of yours, Captain, I was trying to fight to see my child. They was trying to keep him away from me. Oh, he's too gangster. Oh, he's doing this. So I had to make threats in order to see my child. This is with me already sending them money.
Would you put on
I
child
wasn't
support?
even on child support, but it's the fact that I don't want somebody else to bring my ideas into the world. And when I let somebody else raise my child, that's what's going to happen. He's going to put his thoughts into my baby instead of me making another me and pushing him in the universe.
But if I could, you said you wasn't on child support, right? As you was fighting to be in their lives, right?
No, I was just sending her money anyway.
Right, but again, if I'm not talking about, I would do what you're doing, what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm not knocking you because I know what you said was I already.
My scenario is only when you involve the white man. My scenario is not if we're not together. So we're not together. I would be doing exactly what you're doing. Sending money, working out, whatever, visitation, because now we're doing it with each other. That's my point. My point is exactly
but now that I'm on child support, I don't want to see you, baby. I don't want nothing to do with you, baby. That's crazy, Captain.
You
want to know who taught you? Want to know who taught me this? You want to know who taught me?
Who taught you this?
My mother. My mother raised 3 kids. Never put my father on child support ever. And you know why she said she didn't do that? She said because he was already battling enough. I didn't want to put the white man system on him that way.
Right. And now, let me play this clip real quick, and then I'm gonna go to Mungo. How you pronounce your name, brother?
It's Wana Mango.
All right, Mungo.
Son of God in Swahili.
Let me go to here.
Timberwolves champ Anthony Edwards' paternity drama. Guys, this story is insane. So Anthony might have a new baby girl by social media influencer Aisha Howard, who also has a son by Lil Baby. And I say might because Anthony filed a paternity suit for a DNA test on the newborn just one day after she was born. He just welcomed another baby girl with his girlfriend back in March, and he had 2 more babies last year by 2 different women. Whoa.
They call ghetto twins. You ain't know that. I know, Pink, I had to tell you. Ghetto twins. Who's Pink?
Yeah, she calls me Pink. I'm a pink person.
See that? She know who he is. She called him Pink, Captain. She called him the Pink Man.
But you know what? That shows that Anthony Edwards.
Hold on. It's almost ended.
Okay.
I'm a pink person.
He's not pink. I like a pink.
He'll never be like LeBron. Never. He got kids all over the damn universe. That's tact. He played for the right team, too, the Timberwolves.
All right. Yes, I want to go to the brother. Captain, you want to make a quick statement?
No, you can go to whoever. You can do however.
All right. Yeah, let me go to Mungo, you got the floor, bro.
Peace and love. I want to say. I just wanted to come up just to drop a little bit of more light background on the story. So this young lady, she had got pregnant in Georgia.
She moved to California. Then she files for child support. The judge sees that. He dismisses her claim to file child support in California because in California, child support is higher than it is in the state of Georgia. The judge sees that, dismisses that. It seemed like that was the big old confrontation of why everyone's saying he's wrong and all of that. But one, she knew what she was doing by doing that. She knew in the state of Georgia, if she would have filed child support, she wasn't going to get much.
No, she would have got more money in California.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
In California now.
Right. So for her doing that, okay, first off, let me say both parties really wasn't being responsible for one, for having unprotected sex. Okay, we know that, we get that. I don't agree with how the brothers I don't agree with men not wanting to be fathers. I just recently got married. Me and my wife, we don't have any children. We're getting ready to start a family. I've waited. I'm 45 years old. I waited to have children when I was married because I believe in that. I grew up like that. I seen my father, I seen my mother. They did the same thing. Uncles, grandparents, I've seen that. So I believe in that. So
that's what I'm saying. Belief sometimes will kill you, man. Because that's not always good. You wait till you get 45. Now, when your child is 10, you 55. When your child is 20, you 55. Hold up, right? And now you can't even go to the baseball court, baseball field. You can't play basketball because your child is young. He's speeding. Man,
I understand that, but
when we had our first son, I was able to run up and down the court with him. We playing ball. I'm busting his ass.
That's you ain't stay in shape, Si. You ain't.
But Si, I didn't want to have children without being married. I seen my brothers go through that. I seen what they went through. I wanted to be married to have my children. Just didn't want to have children to have children.
Right.
You know? So, but I just wanted to come up because when I first came on, the lady that was saying that something needs to be wrong, he needs to be punished, and the NBA need to do something to him. And like Nepal said, that's their problem. You know, that's between them two. They have to work that out. And we have it's something whenever it's someone who's in the a celebrity or a sports player, rapper, whenever someone does the same thing that we see in our community, it's always we like to hold them more accountable than we do our own people that we know. It's different guys that I know. I was telling my wife, I didn't let none of my friends, when they come around me, if you're in a relationship and you're cheating, I'm gonna let you know. Don't bring that around me. Don't come to my house with that. Don't bring her to my house like that. No, I didn't go with that. I'm going to hold you accountable. And if you see me doing wrong, you hold me accountable. You know, I heard a lot of people in this community who say that. And yes, we're supposed to do that as men, hold one another accountable. So I just wanted to come up just to add that to the story. So why is Anthony Edwards wrong? Now, he's wrong far as in not wanting to be in a child's life. I don't agree with that, but far as him taking care of the child the mother paying her off with child support, what's wrong with that? He paid her off. She gets her money. I like I said, I'm not with him not being in the child's life, but far as him doing his due diligence and paying the child support all at one time, we can't be mad at that.
Right. Also, too. Hey, hold on, Captain.
Mm-hmm.
How come your girl is in the chat every time I say something? She responding to me. Why is she looking for my attention all the time, bro?
I don't get involved.
I know, but damn, everything I'm saying, she responding to me. Like, come on, let that go now, man.
So you gave her what she wanted. She wanted your attention. You should have ignored her.
Exactly.
I don't know if she was talking about you in that.
No, she talked about me. Talked about the age. She said, "Yeah, he only 45."
It's time for me to jump in.
Hold on. I talked about the age.
About you.
No. She was talking. She was responding to me. I talked about his age. Oh, he only 55 or 60. He only 45. He ain't old yet. He can play ball Come on, he can do that's responding to me, bro.
No, I don't think she was talking about your age. No, she is responding to what you said. I don't think she was talking about your age, but she is.
No, not my age. She was talking to the brother age. The brother.
Oh, okay, right.
He said he was 45. He waited to get 45. That's what she was talking. Like, why is he always responding to me? Like, damn.
Okay, going. But what I did want to highlight was the other part was Anthony Edwards, I believe, gave her $100,000 to get an abortion, which she accepted as well. So, like, when we talking about going back and forth between them two specifically, both of them are pieces of garbage. Neither one of them is in it. It was a money grab for her. It was an escape from a money grab for him. Because let's say if she didn't accept 100,000, she probably would look way better. But once she accepted that 100,000, which was for the purpose of getting an abortion and then decides not, that's what makes her look worse. So neither one of them are innocent. And I think Anthony Edwards is the bigger piece of garbage, though, because of the other children that he has, which lets you know he just going around here just having free ball sex without responsibility, which, again, the root of all of this is we should take more control of what we stick our penis into. That's what if we had that conversation, because when people come to the Israelites and say sex is marriage, sex ain't marriage. But now look at Anthony Edwards and Umar Johnson. But sex ain't marriage, but they're dealing with the same result of sex. The same result of sex is I got married, I had sex, had this kid, and now I have this problem. So if we pay more attention to who we had sex with, we wouldn't have these problems that we have. Because let's say if the woman gets pregnant, first of all, the man should have vetted this woman to see if she's mother material, responsible, wants to have a kid. And then the same thing with the woman. Women have to stop being so naive and listening to every hustle that they hear from the man. Oh, I want to be with you. Oh, yeah, have my baby, do this. And then you fall for the game. And then now once the pregnancy actually happens, now y'all at odds, which is what we're seeing with Anthony Edwards. Umar Johnson claimed that both women wanted him to marry them, and then said one of them set him up to get pregnant because she was jealous of her ex having a baby. Control your penis.
Hey, Thought, can I? I'm sorry, Captain. I just wanted to respond to you. I wanted to respond to you about your other statement you had made a little bit earlier, and the hypocrisy that I see in your two statements. Now, I do agree with you that the child support system can be abused by resentful women, and it can cause dysfunction within the family structure. I agree with that. But where I feel that what you're missing is, and I also think that we're also conflating you as a righteous and a good father and a righteous man who's trying to
I'm glad somebody
be the best example.
Yeah.
Trying to be the best example for his community and for the people that he upholds.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate
They're conflating that with the narrative that was presented that if you had a woman who did this to you, that would mean that you didn't pick the right woman like you did now, right?
Right.
So in that scenario,
that's why you heard me preface it by saying I thank the Most High that I do not have this problem.
100%. But what I think you're missing is when we speak on that narrative, you tend to defend your stuff as who you are when they're talking about the narrative version of what you're speaking on. Because you spoke on. Wait, hold on. Because when you spoke on Anthony Edwards in this situation with these women, and specifically this young lady, and you talked about the dysfunction that's being caused to the child because of their actions, right? Mm-hmm. You were 100% correct about that dysfunction. There will be the same dysfunction if you enacted the same way in the scenario that you spoke of, because she put you on child support and you were going to be absent in that child. I'm going to explain to you why. You'll be absent in that child's life for 18 years without any contact. Because if you're not in that child's life for those 18 years, there's going to be dysfunction there because you're not there. And studies prove with a father absent, whether it be with a toxic mother, whether it be a challenge situation with child support, the child still benefits more with the father being in its life than it being absent. That's studies all across the black, white, or indifferent.
But when you
know what I'm saying?
When you say it's the same, it's not the same. because one doesn't.
It is the same.
The one from the outset doesn't want anything to do. The other does and is. They're not the same.
No, it is the same because you then here's where they're both saying that he doesn't want to do from the get go. He doesn't want to have nothing to do with the child from the get go.
Mm-hmm.
That scenario doesn't move to you until she presents child support to you. Once that child support is presented to you, then you then take his position and don't want to have nothing to do with the child, and then you blame her, because she put you on child support of why you're not seeing your child. You're absolving your own actions of going to, of tolerating those situations to be an influence in your child's life. So you're taking away your responsibility of picking this bad woman, putting yourself in a situation to where she puts you in child support, and then you blame her and you have no contact with your child, which causes dysfunction in that child more than you being there.
This is why I say I thank the most, before I say anything, I thank the Most High for the women that have my children, because I will never go through nothing like this. But with that said, if it got to the point where a man is taking care of the child, doing everything for the child, and then that woman opts for child support, then she's the problem, because obviously there has to be some type of envy, there have to be some type of jealousy, some type of bitterness for her part, because I don't know any woman that willingly puts a capable, exceptional father on child support except for that reason. So once you do that, it ain't just the child support. Imagine what she's saying to that kid about you. Imagine how she's belittling you around that kid. And we all know these stories. So as a man, and because here's the other memory, as you say, I'll be gone out of the kid's life. Let's say if this happens at 7 or 8. So you're talking about he or she, the child would have to go through it for 11 years. But the memory that they have is how good you are of a father. And then when they find out, let's say if the child support comes off, let's say if she doesn't do it until 18, let's say if she does it for 5 years. Again, I'm just creating a scenario. And then after them 5 years, she take you off that child support, you get back into that child's life and you have that conversation with that child is going to know exactly why you're not in their life. Going to know exactly why, because they're going to know how horrible that woman is, because they've listened to it while in that 5-year gap, they've experienced the vengeful, they've experienced the vindictiveness, they experienced how their mother talked about you, they experienced all of that. So when you tell that kid, I could not be around there while your mother belittled me, they'll understand.
So does age change your outlook on that? If the child was 6 months and the mother put you on child support, would you abandon that child until it was 18?
Yes.
So there's no difference. You're in a favorable situation. You're right. If the child is 8 or 9 and been with you, you're in a favorable situation. But if the child is 6 months, you still holding that child.
To be one way, because you wanted to be one way, is why now you're picking a 6-month option. Because I'm
doing what you're doing. You picked the 8-year option to make it more favorable for you, so the child would be able to know you a little bit. So I'm just giving you the opposite narrative, which can happen, Captain. Both of our scenarios can happen. So the man also has to take responsibility being the child's life. You cannot use a woman's action as a reason to not be in your child's life, because your child has nothing to do. Your child has nothing to do with your relationship, and I'm telling both of you, guys are responsible. You cannot you can't absolve your responsibility to raise that child, brother. And you're trying to blame the women. You're creating narrative to justify
women in the narrative, because the narrative that you're talking about is a capable father taking care of the child.
Will be a capable father and be there through the good and the bad, through the hardships and through what's great. That child has nothing to do with your relationship, and it's damaging your child.
And this is hold up, because this is what y'all keep doing. You're framing what he said with what hasn't actually happened. So
no, we spoke on the hypothetical, listen, we did.
You know, he's already said that he's taking care of his child.
You conflated. I just spoke on that.
You're conflating.
You're conflated.
Everybody, hold on for a minute. Hold on. Everybody, hold on for a minute. Number one, We all know Captain is a good father. We're not talking about that. It's hypothetical, assault. We're talking about the comment and
that's what I'm telling you.
That's what he. But every time y'all respond, Basad, every time
when Captain made a statement saying, "Man, if I was to ever get on child support, I'm not taking care of my child." We know he taking care of
I
his
didn't
baby.
say I'm not taking care of my child.
No, you
said
you're going to abandon them. You're going to abandon them.
I'm not abandoning
for 18 years.
Hold up, that's conflating.
That's the crazy part. When you say I'm
that's why I
abandoning,
hopped in,
I'm paying the child support. How am I abandoning?
But hold up, that's why I was
by not being in your child's life is how you abandon them. Not being an influence in your child's life is how you're abandoning them.
But he hasn't done that, so we would be conflating.
No, he would never do that.
No, you're conflating the hypothetical with who kept.
Hold on. All of y'all messing up the show right now. Not you, Seven, but Asar, you messing it up right now.
I'm saying what you about to say.
We know the captain would never do that. I know the captain would never do that. We are speaking hypothetically. That's all we're saying. If your woman was to put you on this, captain said, yeah, I would not be in my child's life until my child gets 18. But we know that's not what's going on now. We're just speaking hypothetically. We know he's a good parent.
It don't have to be Captain Tazar. It don't have to be me. It could be a scenario where you have a capable father doing what he's supposed to do, and the only type of woman that would put a capable father on child support is a vindictive, evil woman.
But you chose her. You chose to put your seed in this woman and put yourself in that situation. And you absolve yourself of that decision when you blame her for putting you on child support because she's resentful and revenging.
But she can do whatever she wants. But what I want you to see, when you put that scenario, you can't put that scenario with Anthony Edwards because you don't see me defending Anthony Edwards.
I'm not doing that, Captain.
Yes, you are.
I'm speaking on specifically. No, I'm not. No, the part on Anthony Edwards that I added was the dysfunction that you spoke on. Hold on, brother. You mischaracterized that scenario.
This is why I hopped in, because listen, there's two things. Number one, with Anthony Edwards. Number one, he's got a child with a woman who has a gangster for the other baby father. We know little baby acts out. We don't know why he's stepping away from that situation in that fashion, because he didn't do it with the other two women. And we know little baby will get down over some stuff. So you don't know if he's being threatened. You don't know none of that stuff. What we do know is that he was at least responsible economically for the child, which is the main thing that women accuse men of doing, and what we accuse men of not doing, saying, oh, you just gonna leave that baby out there and not pay no money. He dropped the $4 million, like, let's get this out the way. She's good to go. It doesn't matter. We don't know if he's getting threats or any of that from the other baby father. Now,
baby dropped $4 million.
Yeah, he dropped $1,056,000.
My baby, Anthony Edwards, he said.
Anthony Edwards did.
Anthony dropped it for because remember, she's got another child with the baby.
Right.
And the baby is crazy. That baby crazy.
But when I was commenting about Anthony Edwards, I was talking about the dysfunction that Captain Tazariak was talking about that the child would have with their dysfunctional relationship. And I correlated that dysfunction with the child. The child that he's abandoning for 18 years, there will be dysfunction there because the father will be absent. So no matter how the dysfunction came about, there's still going to be dysfunction from the child, from the actions of the parent. And you being one of the parents will be responsible for that dysfunction because you abandoned your child for 18 years.
And I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying is this: if you have a father who's already doing what he's supposed to do in that child's life economically and as a dad, honey, could you close that door? Then we have to look at the circumstances of what that woman's putting him through, and the fact that the courts have been dragging men through the dirt for a long time without you really having a lot to say so. I could tell you for one of my paternity tests for a child that wasn't mine. I walked in there, the judge said, you got to make sure you pay. We call my mother, my girl, you going to make sure you pay every cent of that child's blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, number one, it was protected sex. She poked the hole in the condom, came in the room, and, oh, look. And I said, what do that mean? And so I brought in the receipts. I kept all my receipts. her mother in there. You gonna do this, that? When we took that paternity test and it said 0.099999, because you'll see a bunch of nines when you take it. 0.72, not your child, no DNA match. The judge, he apologized to me, and they pay you back in like money.
You said the child wasn't yours, brother?
Wasn't mine. $69 up to $3,000 something dollars in money orders they gave me, and to this day, and I knew who the child was when she got older because I seen her face. I said, "That's Oscar's baby." So yes, she said, "Who's my dad? Do you know for real?" Because I took care of her. I named her Sasha, and I said, "Your dad is Oscar," and I introduced her to. To this day,
right
on my Facebook right now, Sasha, she still call me Papa and all that because I took care of her. But you got a mother who's doing something disgruntled, rude, and out of control. And so as a man, you have to protect yourself. So you can't always just be mad because a gent like our brother is saying, "Hey, I've been there for my child this whole time, and you're going to try and put child support on me just because you may not like my new girlfriend. You may not like the way that me and you get along. Sometimes it's easier." And especially with the NBA superstar, because I'm going to tell you two things. If Anthony Edwards gets into an altercation with this female, my man Stephen A going to be on his head. Shannon going to be on his head. You're going to be all over the news. You're going to get Jonathan, what they do to our brother Jonathan, who's now married to Megan Good.
Oh, yeah. He was running away from the white woman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
These are the
Hey, yo, let me bring in Jose. What's up, man, Jose? You want to say something?
I think we need to go back to our African roots and see how our African brothers.
The record scratch was hilarious.
Yeah, that's the captain.
Hey, did y'all see IUIC in Africa? They bombed the shit out of them. They better leave them Africans alone.
What happened, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. There's a video. IUIC tried to go teach them Africans. Them Africans wasn't having that. They ran them.
Nobody got my back on that there. I'm tripping.
Yeah, what you say? Go ahead, Jose. Go ahead.
So I'm tripping that.
Yes, you are tripping.
Yeah, you tripping, bro.
If I'm tripping that, I'm going there. I got nothing to say.
You bro.
It's not always the remedy, but a lot of times it is, but not necessarily.
Hey, so I'm about to head out in a little bit, but before I do go, tomorrow, is it 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock?
I'm gonna show you right now. Let me get the flyer up here and running.
Let's get that flyer.
It's gonna be great. Hey, Captain, I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't sleep on this dude, bro.
I'm sleeping.
All right. Okay.
I'm gonna play the video where Muhammad said, "There, Muhammad." Excuse me. Where? Yeah.
Nah, don't put him on point yet.
Okay. Is Yahweh and Allah the same God according to the Quran and the Bible? My position is a strong no. They're not the same God. Khalil is going to have to show how Yahweh and Allah are the same God.
Don't sleep on this Nation of Islam character, brother.
Man, he still got the damn moon and star in his damn head. He's sleeping.
That's right. The star and the crescent.
That's idol worship.
Nah, brother. You know what the star and the crescent represents?
What does it mean in the Bible?
Tell him what it means.
Yeah, who gonna tell me what it means?
Oh man,
the sun represents the man. Come on, Lasal.
You going 5% knowledge on me?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's man, woman, and child. Sun, moon, and stars, man, woman, and child.
There you go, Lasal. There you go.
Yeah, listen, I know that part.
Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's what that is.
There you go.
Now show me that. Now show me that Yahweh said to do that,
brother.
The Nation of Islam doesn't study the Bible. They don't go by your biblical standards.
But that's so. See, brother, I'm not saying that for us to be contentious about that part. But what I am saying is the title of the debate is that they're not the same. So see how you said it's not in the Bible? That's my point. That's the Quran. That's the Muslims' way of life. That's not the Bible's way of life. And Khalil is saying what you just said is the Bible's way of life. What Khalil has to show is that Allah is the same Yahweh in the Bible. That's what he has to show.
He's going first too. He's going first, Captain.
Yeah, he can go first. Listen, man, please go first. While he going first, I'll be sitting there.
Yeah, I would love to see him prove that Master Farad Muhammad is Yahweh.
It's at 7 o'clock, Captain. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Oh, yep. I'll be there.
Yeah, the time is right there.
Hey, can I say something to the captain before I leave?
Yeah, what's up, brother?
I just want to say, brother, that even though I don't agree with everything that you say, but I do appreciate what you, your organization does in our community. You're a positive presence there. And I just want to just give you your thanks and your flowers for that, because I don't see many people doing that to black men who do that. So
I appreciate
I want to do that for
I've been around y'all since 2012, 2013. And I thank the Most High that I don't have no smut on my name. You know what I mean? I've been able to, the same thing I was saying back in 2012, 2013 is the same thing I'm saying now. For anybody in the Atlanta, Georgia area, from next Tuesday to like that Monday, I'm gonna be in Atlanta. We have our Passover, April 12th is in Atlanta. If you're Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you can for sure come and fellowship with us there. But I'll be in the Atlanta area all week next week. For anybody in that area.
Yeah, I just moved from there a year ago, but peace, brother.
And shalom to you and your Passover. That's when my Passover is as well.
Okay, I see you got it on point this year in the fall. All right.
Yes, sir, all praise.
I might end up popping up on you, Cap. You don't never know.
Listen, pop up.
All right.
Yeah,
Hey, I know you better feed the Africans this year. You better feed the Africans this year.
Yeah.
Come on,
when you get that video, you're gonna see IUIC trying to teach them Africans. And as they trying to teach them Africans, they throwing tear gas. They don't want to hear that.
Yo, you gonna send me the video? Send me the video.
I'm gonna send you the video. Y'all be falling in love. Yeah, y'all be falling in love with them funky Africans, man. Them Africans gonna love you back. Man, listen, and what's crazy is you saying I gotta feed them. Here they go to Africa, to Kenya. They was in Kenya, Africa, trying to wake them up, give them love, and them Africans slapped them in the face for it.
Nah, but see, you doing that because the Africans were right, especially in Kenya. They were right. They was running y'all asses the hell up out of here. Said, get out of here with this white man.
Running us out. We would have never went to Kenya side.
Yo, you ain't gonna confuse the hell out of us. Take that stuff back to America.
Exactly.
You ain't gonna fool us.
Last time he said Jesus, it was a script that brought us over to America. You crazy?
You thinking that the Africans was crazy, Captain?
Oh, no, I don't think. No, I think IUIC crazy. No.
Up out of here. Like, get this nonsense up out of here.
No, I think IUIC crazy for doing it and dealing with them Africans. That's what I think.
Damn right. You coming up in there trying to bring some old.
Hey, come here. Hey, put me on the camera real fast. Come here, boy. This is my boy. He been rolling with me on my Car Chronicles that I've been having in my car. Come here. Come here. Put him on the screen. You got me on the screen, son.
Hey, to the young king.
You the one all the fuss about.
Just like you.
Yeah.
Hey, Captain, he look just like you, man.
Yeah, that's my boy right here. Hey, what's up? Stop laughing. Say what's up. That's. Are you gonna say?
Hey, yo, he look just like you, Cap. Word up, man.
Yeah, he do. Yeah,
hey, Captain. Anybody ever tell you look like Jalen Brunson's bigger brother?
I look like who? Who they say I look like?
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson. Nah,
yeah, yes you do.
Yeah,
yes,
I see it.
That's
What's up?
What's his name, Captain?
That's it. No, that's
Hey,
it.
Captain.
Yeah, stop.
You bet not had to gave him no crazy Israelite name. What's his name, brother?
His name is Nakazai.
Oh, come on, man.
He named after my father.
Your father's name ain't no Nakaza.
My father's name was Carl, and so I looked up what Carl meant in the language that it was written in, and that's what I named my, because that's my oldest, that's my firstbborn.
So look up Frank. See what Frank mean in Hebrew, man. Look up Frank, man, so I can see what my name means in Hebrew.
You know what's crazy? Listen, I just typed it in, not in Hebrew, but the word. Oh no! I got to look up the name Frank, because Frank means open, honest, direct, and speech.
Oh, there you go.
Look.
That's what I'm talking about.
He got that UFC belt. I'm gonna have to bring you over here to train with my boys.
Yeah, you know, Tommy gave me this belt right here. Tommy Sotomayor. When I was at his house in Atlanta, he gave me that belt because I'm the champ. Because I be whipping y'all ass.
That's a real belt, Captain.
Yeah, this is a real belt. It's a real belt. It's a real deal. Yeah,
Yeah, them joints cost like 3 and change, 4 and change.
Yeah, that's real deal Holyfield. So.
Yeah. I was looking them up on the internet. Them joints cost money.
Yeah, definitely, man. But if y'all done with me, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll out, man. I'll be ready.
Right, I see you tomorrow, man.
7 o'clock. I'm gonna beat the hell out of that Muslim. Well, he gonna die as soon as he start talking. He gonna die as soon as he start talking. But I'll see y'all. Y'all take it easy, man.
Peace.
Right.
Peace.
Yeah, Captain got a handsome son, man. He funny. He funny as hell too.
I like when kids laugh. That shows they're happy.
Yes, that's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go around the panel and have everybody close out. So let me know what you think. It's on you, my brother. What do you think about the overall conversation? Let's get your last comments on here.
I can agree with what pretty much both sides are saying. I'm just not with. I'm one of them brothers. I'm just not with men just walking out of their child's life. Period. He does need more. He does need more men in his life who can give him conversation. Give him guidance. He's still young. Yes. He will. He's going to look back. Overall, he's going to look back on it when she gets grown, when she gets a certain age, and she's able to talk to him and let him know how she feels from this, then yes. But overall, I'm definitely not with his decision of not being a father.
All right, thank you, my brother. I'm gonna let you go. Let me move on over to Asa Mka. Asa Mka, you on the call?
Man, concerning Anthony Edwards, it's a tough break. You don't know everything going on in the situation. Whoa. Especially with the baby involved, because it could be gunplay involved. You don't know. But what I will say is, if he does have the opportunity, you need to go over there, because that could be the next Anthony Edwards. That could be the next Jordan or Kareem or this. And you're going to produce a specimen because you know your size and weight. And then concerning the women, make sure that, if you do put him on child support, it's because he's a deadbeat daddy. Not because he's a daddy trying to do something and you mad because he ain't with you. And if you a father, make sure you take care of that child, because you know what not taking the care of the child has produced in our neighborhoods. And it's not a good thing. ETE, Imhotep, Seni, Sanet. Look at the 42 laws of Ma'at and look at the other stories about real people in ancient Kemet who show you what to do in parenting. Plenty stories for you. Imhotep.
Yo, don't go nowhere else. I got to show you this, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yo, let's go. Asar 7 Asar.
Yeah, I just think that this whole situation shows where our culture is and where we need to go back, in my opinion, to traditional values in our community, specifically the Black community, where men wanted to be fathers and husbands, women wanted to be wives and mothers, and we came together to work with each other versus these gender wars, versus all of this confusion, feminism and male, too much male testosterone and not enough balance within both. And I think this is just a testimony for us to come together as a community, male and female, and do better. It's time we do better. And we can continue to have these examples to show us why. What are we going to do to make the change?
All right. Asar 7 Asar and Asar Mka. Man, listen. And I see I got my man Cube in the building. Yo, we need to do a video on this one right here with IUIC in the building, and they in Kenya, in Africa, and they getting stoned, brother. The Africans are picking up rocks, throwing it at them. Get out of here with that. Get out of here.
Did you see the video yet?
No, I didn't see it. Did you see it?
Nah, I ain't see it. I thought he sent it to you.
No, let me make sure he sent it to me because the one I got, Lord Abba sent it to me. I'm just looking at it, and it's crazy. They going in.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. But I just wanted to say this.
Hold up. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see something.
Yo, that's wild.
Yo.
Hold on, man. It was the sound earlier. The sound.
Got the guns out.
You're not gonna come here and try to recolonize us with that.
They putting hands and feet on them IUIC Negroes.
He like, did he pull that book out? Are you serious?
The sound, I turned it down. You can hear them going crazy.
Oh.
Wow.
That's actually beautiful, though. That's what they should have did to the white man originally.
Yeah,
exactly.
Look. They going, right? Now they behind them throwing rocks. Throwing rocks at him. Here you go. See, look. See them throwing rocks, picking it up.
I see it.
Get out of here. Get out of here. With that hatred.
Them Negroes is getting up out of there.
Yeah, they ain't playing in Africa. You ain't gonna go over there with that nonsense.
Yo, I'm about to do a show on that. I got you.
You got to get the video, thinking that you're gonna go over there and poison their kids with that nonsense. Yo, get up out of here.
Yeah, I got to see what the percentage of Christianity and Islam is in Kenya.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
huge. All right. Now, Cube, I'm gonna let you on.
Oh, Lord.
You know the captain is not here to defend himself, brother. I don't want you going in on the captain, man. I know how you get down.
Let's see. That's why I waited till he left.
Nah, man. It would have been better if you would have came in while he was here. That way you could have spoke to him. You know.
Yeah,
I don't want to be. That'd be bad on my part. Where you pinging on him and I can't. You know because he don't let nobody do that to me. He gonna stop them automatically.
Well, you know, I didn't come to bang on the dude or be disrespectful. Like, I leave that to my show. I understand that y'all
now you can disagree with him. Go ahead. Do your disagreement.
Yeah, you guys have a relationship.
Crazy,
no. I don't want to mess up anybody's relationship like that. You know what I'm saying? I do that on my show.
You see what happened with Rick Ross. Don't be Rick Ross, brother.
Which one? The real one or the fake one?
The
Rose.
God, don't be the Rick Ross. You know, when Meech came home, he knew 50 Cent and them had a beef, and he brung him over. And next thing you know, 50 Cent and Meech just separated, and you know, he brought that.
A little bit about that, but I ain't look into it. I'm not into that type of.
I know.
Stuff. But
go ahead, man.
Yeah, real quick. You know, I will say this just to give my part in shots because I know you about to shut it down. You know, to the people that's listening, don't listen to Captain Tazaria. Do not listen to that dude. Do not do it.
Yesterday we were teaching outside.
Oh man, go ahead.
Do not be the guy to bring your child on the live to where they're laughing and giggling. Meanwhile, you would leave that child stranded if their mother ever put you on child support. Don't be that guy. Because all of that is madness. Like the dude, it was another dude on here. I was in the car listening. It was another dude on here that, you know, was trying to break it down to him to show him, you know, where the hypocrisy lied in his statement, and he still couldn't see. He still couldn't see.
That was me.
Oh, that was you, brother?
That was me.
Man, thank you so much for doing that because I love the way you did it. You gave him the fake praise and worship service, and then you got right to it and cut his head off. Like that was amazing. I loved it because he was like, "Yeah, brother, yeah, black man, yeah," and then you hit him with the hypocrisy, and then he with the stuttering and backpedaling. It was amazing. I was like, "This is how you deal with a type of this is how you deal with those type of Negroes." But see, me, I don't got it in me. I just get straight right to it. I don't got not with a brother like that. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, man. But yeah, hey, yeah, send me that video. I'm gonna do a stream tonight on that, and I'm gonna cover this. This dude Tazariak doing this on my channel. And I definitely want to play this brother Seven Asar's part because listen, man, you cannot be sitting on here saying, hey, you know what I'm saying, that Anthony Edwards is doing anything wrong when you would choose that same exact path depending on the things that come your way. So nah, like that shouldn't be respected. But you know, that's all I want to say. I don't want to go too far right now. But yeah, appreciate you, Sa.
No doubt.
Peace.
All right, thank you. Nepal. In the pot?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Close us out. Close us out, baby
All right,
girl.
I want to say thank you for doing this stream. I'm going to probably continue this conversation on my channel. If you want to check in, I want to talk more about it. I didn't get to say a lot about too much, but it was good. I like the different people weighing in. At the end of the day, what you see between Anthony Edwards and Aisha Howard is something that always happens with I'm saying the Black community, but now it's all of America, really. You know, we have people, Captain put it well. People think sex is just fun, and that's why we have so many STDs. Go check the statistics on the CDC. Did you know 80% of the U.S. population is infected with human papillomavirus, aka genital warts? Did you know about 70% of the U.S. population has herpes simplex 1 and or 2? 70% of the U.S. population. That's because people don't understand that sex is not something just I like you, you like me. We have genitals. We like to have sex. Let's lay down. So, yeah, I mean, I just want to put that out there because the same people who are weighing in and saying he's wrong or she's wrong are still okay with casual sex. They're still okay with people with pimping. I bet you if I went on this panel right now and ask anybody, there's males, females, whoever, I say, is pimping, is it glorified in our culture? They'd say yes.
No, it's not.
So pimping ain't easy. Hey, what's up, pimp? You pimping?
It is. It is.
It's glorified in our culture. It's glorified. But now we're changing the narrative. We're getting more informed. We're really looking at it saying, oh, being a pimp isn't cool. And you can't have pimps without prostitutes. Isn't it interesting that this woman, for me, this woman is a self-made, I'm not going to call her a prostitute, but she is basically, you know, sleeping with the highest bidder, and that's what she's doing. That's fine. To me, she's empowering herself. She doesn't have a pimp. If she had a pimp, everybody would be okay with it. But she's a prostitute working on her own, and everybody is upset about that, right? But if there was a pimp making that money off of her, you go ahead, pimp. What's up, player? So we have a lot to unpack. This is just the sore that's come to a head on the body, but the whole body's been sick for a long time. And Cube, I heard you disagree with me on the pimping thing. We could have a conversation on that all day. That's my take on it, though. This is typical Black culture, men having babies with women that they don't want to be with. And by the way, there's no pregnant woman out there that's not mentally ill. No woman gets pregnant by a man and says, I don't want to be with you. No woman gets pregnant by a man and then says, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to hear about anomalies and fringe. I'm talking about no woman.
Facts, Nepal. Facts.
Yeah. So let's look at all that stuff that's going on. I love everybody here. Let's
You
keep
going live right now? You going live right now?
In about 20 minutes. Yeah, you can definitely. I want you to hit the link. I'm going to go live on this in 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll fall through, and we can definitely have a conversation.
Definitely. I always like, you know, Cube is never one to be a part of an echo chamber. So definitely anybody else. For sure. All right.
But Cube, what's the name of your channel?
It's right.
What's your name of your channel?
Chat. I'll put the link
Outside the cube. Outside the cube.
Outside the cube.
Oh, Cube. Yeah, Cube. I'm gonna drop the link to my channel in the chat for anybody who wants to listen to this this build later on in about 20
minutes. Drop it. Yeah, drop it so I can hit it too. Because I don't think I'm sub. I hope I am, but yeah, drop that. All right, man. Appreciate y'all, man. I'll lay around for it.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Damn, man. Peace to you, Assad. Both of the Assads is in the building. Peace to y'all, man. Now, Captain ain't sent me the video yet, so I'll talk to y'all later, man, on that.
All right. Peace to HOK. Peace to the chat.
Peace.
I'm out.